Shalom Mashpaka. I have some things that I'm going to cover today, and I'm going to go ahead and start worshiping before I get started. Hold on for me a little bit. All right. Thought it was going to work like that, but I guess it's not. Let me go ahead
Pain inside, and sometimes you wonder why he allows you to go through what you go through. Just know he has his hands on you.
Hallelujah.
See your day, dark cloud,
Even when the sun is out, yes,
sun is out,
and from the top of your
lungs
lungs,
you shout,
oh,
never be a change.
what shall I do?
Just know
No, he has his hand.
he has
Hallelujah.
his hands on you.
Yes, he does.
He says he'll see you
Yeah.
when you cry. He's holding you.
Oh,
Just abide, for he
but he will provide.
provide.
Hallelujah, Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Yahweh.
Just know he has his hands.
Hallelujah. Like a child lost with no hope, from the top of your lungs you shout. Hallelujah. I know I lost my voice, but I'm gonna keep on going. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Just know. Hallelujah.
He has his hands on you.
Yes, he does.
He says he'll see you through.
Hallelujah, Yahweh.
When you cry, he's holding you.
Yeah.
So just
Lift your hands up high.
for he will provide.
I know he will provide. Yes, he will.
Just know he has his hands on.
When times are hard in this sea, no one can understand. No. You see, it's in those times that we tend to forget what needs to be in his hand. No,
He has his hands on you.
he's on you.
He says he'll see you through.
Hallelujah.
When you cry,
He's holding you.
so just
Lift your hands up high, for he will provide. has his hands on
He
you.
says he'll see you through.
He'll be there to wipe your eyes.
He's holding
Say,
you.
oh,
Your hand
your hands up high, for he will provide. Hallelujah. Just know Yah has his hand. Hallelujah. All praises. All praises. Hallelujah. Amen. All right, fam. All right, let me put on another song for you. Hallelujah. Got one more. Help me through your hour. I couldn't seem to fall asleep. There was so much on my mind, searching for that peace, the peace I could not find. But when I kneeled down to pray, help me please. Then he said, you don't have to cry, 'cause I'll supply all your needs. As soon as I stop worrying how the story ends. When I let go, when I let God, let him have his way. That's when things start happening. I stop looking at back. Oh, when I let go, when I let God, let him have his way. There's so much going on. Sometimes I can't find my way, and oftentimes I struggle from day to day. I had to realize it's not my battle. It's not my battle to fight. I had to know if I put in his hand, everything will be alright. Soon as I stop worrying how the story ends. When I let go, and I let God, let him have. That's when things start happening. When I let go, I stop looking at that. Oh, when I let go, when I let God, let him have his way. Let Yah, let go, and let Yah, let go, let Yah, let go. I can't sing today, family, but I'm gonna keep on trying. Let Yah, oh, let Yah. He's the only one that can handle it. Let Yah, let go, and let Yah, let go, let Yah, oh, let go, let Yah. He's the only one with answers. Let Yah, oh, let go, and let Yah, let go, and let Yah, oh, let Yah. He can handle it. Let Yah, let go, and let Yah.
Soon as I stop worrying,
Oh, let go.
I let go and I
Hallelujah, Yahweh Shah. Let God have his way.
soon as I stop worrying.
So, hallelujah, Yahweh. Hallelujah. Let God have his way.
Soon as I stop worrying.
Oh, hey, hey. Hallelujah.
That's when things start happening.
Let go. Let Yahweh have his way. Hallelujah. All praises be unto his holy name. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Having an open panel today, fam. Open panel. And don't worry, if you come up here, you can share the broadcast directly through StreamYard. You can share it through StreamYard. So if you come up, fam, we're going to have an open dialogue today. Amen. I'm glad you're here. Let me give out a couple of shout outs before. See, my mouse been acting crazy. I think I need an update, but I'm gonna work with what we got right now. Shalom, Akhwatia, Malaka Adaya to the remnant. Shalom, Akh Masha, the commentator. Shalom, Akhwatia, Naomi. Aman. And all of the mashpaka that'll come after. And I'm pretty sure Sister Professor Lovely Lady will come. Sister Parvesi, Sister Abaya, and many more of the mashpaka, Ach Moshe, Monster, Moshe, Ach K Judah, all of the mashpaka, Sister B Sparrow. And if I left out your name, it was not by on purpose, fam. Forgive me if I left out your name. That's why I believe back in the day. Yes, sweetheart. That's why I believe back in the day my pastor used to say, I don't like to call out names because the people that I'm thinking about in my head, I might skip over them by mistake. So fam, if I do that, please don't take it to heart, but I'm trying to give y'all a shout out so that more people can see y'all names and get familiar with y'all and go and listen to the word that's inside of you that you have to pass down to them. Fam, that came from Yahweh himself. Let me move my mic up a little bit because I feel like I'm kind of like screaming a little bit. All right. Now, I want to give a condolences to the family of brother Monster Moshe. He lost somebody in his family. I want to give a shout out to Elder Green from the William Brothers. We lost Elder Green from the William Brothers. He been gone for a while, but the William Brothers didn't want to release the information. And I would be calling down there asking for Mr. Green. And I didn't know that he was gone. I took a while to come on here and say something about it. I met Mr. Green through my auntie. He called her his friend in Florida. And he would always say, you got to rest your voice, Calvin. Rest your voice. And I wanted him to help me. And I didn't know he was sick. And I just kept telling him, back in the day, we would say, you got to speak. You got to speak faith. And Mr. Green spoke faith until he went on. I think one of the William brothers answered the phone that day. It said that he gone. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I ain't told nobody online how I felt on a live. but I never got a chance to meet him in person. We used to talk over the phone. And my wife had a nickname for him. She called him Bald Headed Henry Green. And we used to sit on the phone and laugh all the time. But I pray that Yahweh will count me worthy. That when New Yerushalayim come down from the Shemayim and he gathered the elect, that I will see Elder Zaquan Green and my grandmother and all of the people that done left here. I was listening to a Muslim just to know what was their doctrine and what was their mindset. I could not be a part of something that would not allow me the opportunity, even to have the hope that I would see my grandmother again, and to think of myself as some regenerating dust. I could not imagine in my mind doing all of this service work and then there is no resurrection. Even in the Bible, there is some leaders. Oh, sister, I don't want to sing another one. My voice kind of hurting, and I'm trying to rest it, but I try to push my way through and sing anyway. You know, that's a service of love. I heard Pastor Kelly. I think it was like 2 nights ago. He came on there, and I could tell it sounded like he was losing his voice, and he was on there bringing forth the word to the mashkan, the temples. Well, right now we have on the Quahal, which is a tabernacle, you know, the earthly tabernacle. And one day this earth, we're going to take off this earthly tabernacle and put on an eternal tabernacle. So we're going to say it in Hebrew, we're going to take off the Quahal and put on the Mashkan. Many of us, we do all this labor, and a lot of us don't think that there is nothing after this. And if you see the state of our people in this earth, how we are right now, the word earth in Hebrew is kingdom, and it also means nation. When we see this aratz, how it is, a lot of us feel like it ain't no hope. So I might as well get on stage and twerk nasty. I might as well be the biggest gangster rapper, because ain't nothing after this. If this is our existence, then I want to live it up to the fullness. Cause you know, if it ain't nothing after this, why I'm finna waste my time? I'm going back to the dust anyway. And you know that's written down in the book of Sirach, in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, which is the same book that was taken out of the KJV. Many of us feel like it ain't no hope in this planet here. They have laws that they subscribe and write against us as a people. Many of us say that we are United States citizens, but we don't even have the right to have a full citizenship. You know, we've been over here for 400 years, and they denied reparations down there in Tulsa. The Zaquan, they said that we're going to hold on and see what it going to be until the end. And you know, Yahweh heard them, and he answered their prayer. He let the 2 elders hold on to see what the end gonna be, and they denied reparation. I want you to know, Zaquan, elders, I want you to know you've been fighting for a long time for your people, trying to make sure that there's a better way. Now, I'm not saying that Allahayim can't reward us on this planet right now, while we on the planet now. But these things that we have right now, they all temporary anyway, because this is a temporary kingdom. This is a temporary status that we hold as the blacks. And no matter where you at, as Elder Neely Fuller say, no matter where you at, no matter where you at in this world, the religion of this kingdom is white supremacy. He say some of us don't like that word white supremacy, and we say it's the system. But he said no matter how you word it and no matter how you put it, the system don't change just because you put a different name on it. Brother Professor True, you see, I go around and try to hit blocks and listen. Elder, the brother been online for a long time, trying to get our people to understand that look, y'all is in a state of being. And when you see yourself how you really are, then you'll be able to say, you know what, I'm not gonna live in a delusion. I'm not gonna live in a delusion, pretending like what is around me is not around. But I'm gonna work with what I got. Let me tell you something. There is a way that seemed right unto a male and a female. That word for Adam means male and female. But the end thereof is death. And we name after our father Adam. All of us. That's why he named us Adam. And that means Ayash, and Asha. Male and female. We have one goal in our life if we know Allahayim. Either we gonna serve Yah, or we have a way that seem right unto a man. We gonna serve our belly, we gonna serve our flesh, and we won't walk on that broad road that lead to death, hell, and destruction. In our house, in our of our nearest of kin, in the house of our nearest of kin, some of us have children. Some of us stay with our mother and our father, or just our father, or just with a homeboy that took us in and became a father figure to us. What we used to call them in our family, we called them family anyway. We had a mother in our family. Her name is Sister Williams. She stayed right behind my grandmama house, right over that fence where my grandmama kept her plantings and her squash and all that planted down there in the ground. And for some reason, certain fruit grow. She had it growing right over there. And we had a cesspool out there. And I don't know why we had no complaints from Sister Williams' house. Maybe because her cesspool was right there behind there. And over that fence, she used to have a whole bunch of grapes that grew over that fence. And when Sister William came over, that was one of my grandmama daughters when she came over. We go across the block, go up to there was two Miss Cents that stayed in Haines City, Florida, where we stayed right on the railroad track that our ancestors had built. It was mounded up, and that's on 6th Street, right down there where we wrote our name in the road. They probably covered it over, because they got to redo the road every now and then. But right down the road where we wrote our name was Samp and Mamp. Them stayed right across the street from us on Granddaddy property. He didn't charge rent. He didn't charge them for the land, And we had an auntie stayed on that same property right over there. Granddaddy had some chickens back there and all that, and that was blocked off. The city took all that. But all of us at that time, no matter where you was from, there was a bus stop right behind there and a power plant back there. And when we all was getting ready to get on the bus to go to Alta Vista Elementary School, I would see all of the family out there. We had a family reunion every time out there at the bus stop. Where I saw my homeboy Ty Drill and all of them. We used to get on the bus, to go to school. Tim and all of them. They call him Bob Marley. He doing time right now. I don't know if he out, and his brother Darrell. But we would all, when we seen each other, one had candy, they'd share the candy. And my grandmother and them was the same way. It wasn't no childish thing. The mother that crossed the street, she grew collard green, you know. And there was a mother up the road. We called her Miss Cent. It was two Miss Cents, like I told y'all. And we stayed up there in Holmes Village. Elder Holmes, he was the mayor. He was the Negro mayor. We called him the mayor. I don't know if he was the mayor of Florida, but we called him the mayor. And we had another elder used to be out there. We called him the president, and his name was Charles McEnroe. He gone on now. And all of us knew that we was family. We had Bub stayed where we stayed at. We stayed at apartment 41, in Haines City. And you go down there, Bub them stayed right next door to us. And we had Peanut them stayed right up the road there. They called him Peanut, and some of them called him Nate. He stayed right up there. They called him Nate Dog, but that wasn't the Nate Dog that people thought about. But that's Nate. He stayed right up there, Brinson, and all of us. No matter what we went through, if you needed sugar, if you needed shoes, even Wayne Gandy used to come back. I don't know if y'all know Wayne Gandy used to be in the big leagues in baseball, played for the professional league, used to come back. And Jerry Ball, I don't know if y'all know Jerry Ball, used to play for the Lions. How we knew these people, we didn't just see them on TV. They came back to the hood. Boosie Mama, y'all know Boosie? Boosie Mama stayed out there. She had a house out there. I can't remember the street that his mama house stayed on, but my daddy used to go over there all the time to Boosie Mama them house. And Boosie them mama had a house out there. And so when y'all look at all this right here, I don't know if that's Boosie on TV or the Boosie over there, because we saw each other as family out there. So it wasn't nobody coming out there Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say a prophet is not received in his own home. They had a Club 360 right up the road on 11th Street. They wanted to make it a one-way. And the elders in the community will always go up there to the meeting to make sure that they don't tear down the buildings that we had and all that. And so what I'm saying, but and there's a sister right now, Sister Malaka had posted up, the sister need help. I'm telling y'all this for this sister. They say the sister need help. Sometimes if you ain't got nothing, if all you got to give is a word of encouragement, but that's not going to feed them, But a word of encouragement go a long way. But if you have something, give to the sister. We ain't looking down on nobody. All of us have a time in our life when we going to go through something and we going to need somebody. Now, on TBN ministry, they would come up there and ask to give a marathon, telethon. And a lot of us don't know where that money went. They say they putting it on towels. And they say we almost done. I don't know if y'all remember Mr. Paul and Jan Crouch on TBN ministry. How they said we almost done. They started out with the TV on 45. I remember I used to turn them on channel 45 and watch the Hour of Healing and all that. And all of us in the matter, if you had the money, your heart prick you, and you may send in $1. Some of us didn't know what we was doing. We probably put money in the envelope and ship it down there. They shovel in the ground with even Christian mentality. They dug the shovel in the ground and they said, we're going to plant a seed. And they raised up that money. I remember going to church and they would raise up, it wasn't nothing but like 20 of us in there sometimes. And we would raise up 5,000, 20,000, 50,000. Family, the sister is hurting. I'm not asking you to go to my Cash App. I shared on my page the sister cash out. And I can show my cash out for proof. So when I get off here, I'm going to show you my cash out for proof. Don't send it to mine. Send it to the sister cash out so that she can get the help that she need. Family, we need to come back together as we used to be. You ain't going to see nobody in the hood walk around there without no shoes. Now, in some places, they'll snatch the shoes off your feet. Shaquille O'Neal made a shoe that was cheap, he said, so that we could put the shoes on our feet and nobody didn't want the scat. So we would wear the shoes out there. And Shaq made that shoe. Now they remember, I don't know if y'all remember, Penny Hardaway made a shoe. Y'all remember these things? So what I'm saying is, family, we have to find ways to help one another. We know we're in a place where people feel like we shouldn't get paid or we shouldn't have no inheritance or anything. We have to come together and do this thing the right way. You know what I'm saying? There was many a times I saw my grandmother. If there was a sister that came in the neighborhood and she didn't have no clothes, no nice clothes for the children, all us would come together and they put it inside of a garbage bag, a black garbage bag, and you didn't get nobody something you wouldn't want to wear. And they would take the clothes and put it inside of there. It wasn't because we felt like one was better than the other one. Because everybody that did that, when they all fell in need, they would gather together canned goods, gather together gift cards. Where y'all think baby showers come from? Do you think that the slave master went around and said, we're going to have a baby shower? No, that was our ancestors. You see, that was our ancestors doing loving things for one another. The mother had collard greens back there. She made sure she pulled some off of there. They had snap beans. She made sure that they pulled that off of the tree, off of the vine, and put it inside of a bag and took it. So they bought undergarments. They bought socks. If the baby, they asked, what size is the baby's shoe? They may ask somebody in your family, what size so-and-so was, because they want to surprise them, to let them know, show them hospitality, come to their house and ask them anything you need. And they didn't just say it with their mouth. There was a lady, a mother, stayed across the street, Miss Lou. As soon as she moved in, we went over to greet her. We didn't come over there trying to look in our house to see what we could take. The mother house was empty. The youth came over and we helped her move in, the elderly mother. We didn't just let her carry that and say, get it how you live. That's how I have to do it. Somebody has to make the first step. Y'all remember that track Michael Jackson had wrote? We was listening to stuff like that. Heal the world, make it a better place if you can. So when we went over there, we made sure, because we knew that we didn't like how it felt to be hungry. It was in us already. Didn't nobody have to prime us. Didn't nobody have to go on TBN like they do on TBN and beg for hours. See, TBN raised up millions of dollars. And the mother, I don't know what the sister need, but if y'all, sister Malaka, if the sister can, if she can come on your page or whatever, if she here, make sure that y'all ask the sister what she need. And fam, if we don't have it, let's try to figure out a way to reach out to get people that have it so that they can help. Don't just sit on information. Make sure you reach out. And the ones that don't do it, kick the dust from your feet and go somewhere else. Don't cast your pearls to swine. I came on here to encourage us to live as we are. We are a family, and I don't care what nobody say. When there was some Haitians that migrated, we knew that they was black. You understand this tribalism stuff that a lot of people trying to put off on us didn't start with us, but granddaddy and them taught me no matter how it started and when it started, this need to stop. My granddaddy and them taught me, don't worry about who started the fight. Somebody got to be man enough. Somebody got to be woman enough to stop the fight. This don't make no sense. And I thought about how South Africa had the opportunity. Don't get mad at me now, fam. South Africa had the opportunity to choose Elder Julius Malema, but they chose a European guy to rule over them. And many of us will say, well, I'm not racist. Well, why would you let another man rule over your whole country? Are we going to take responsibility for anything? When is we going to take responsibility for anything? Uh, Another man ruling over everybody in your whole country, and they want to take it all over for themselves. I'm sitting down talking to you like family, because that's what you is. The Bible said the northern tribe went past the river Euphrates, and it took them a year and a half to get down there. They went to a land where never man dwelt, and they lodged there because in the land where they was at, they was ruled over by somebody else. They couldn't worship Allahayim how they wanted to in that land, so they left. So let me get this straight: the Limba, the Igbo, them, they left all of that trouble from the Assyrian captivity, and they go right back down there. And the last day they would be there, like the scripture said in the book of Ezra, that was taken out of the Bible by the person that called himself the Vicar of Christ. And they went down there all those centuries they've been down there without nobody telling them how to plant, without nobody telling them how to herd, without nobody telling them how to building all these cities and all these buildings, only for in these last days to say that they gonna vote in somebody over them that the scripture said not to vote over you. He did not tell us. See, when Allahayim put them over us, that's when we supposed to say, okay, I must submit under the will of Allahayim. But the northern tribe Yahweh allowed y'all to be self-governed under him. Why would y'all allow these people? They want to make Azania. They said this. They want to make this Israel for them. They know that that's Azania. Why would we give that up? See, it's already enough confusion going on around here. Elder Julius Malema been out there standing up. Them other folk wasn't standing up for y'all. Why would y'all? And I'm not saying this for all of the people in Azania. I'm not saying this for all of the people in Ezra. I'm not saying this for all y'all. This is for the ones that thought that it was good to vote a strange person over you. Why would you do that? And that don't just go for y'all, because we got Negroes in the diaspora that will vote strangers over them and not their own brothers and sisters that they see out there putting in the work. Why would I vote a stranger to be over hip hop? Why would I vote a stranger to be over R&B? Why would I vote a stranger to be over jazz? Don't you see, when you vote other people to rule over your stuff, they gonna rule over it, and you gonna always be the peasant. Why do we continue to let other folk? We vote for oppression. We want it, and this stuff need to stop. Barakwar, Tawab, Ama April Shower, good morning. Mother April Shower. Why do we vote for oppression? Why, if a sister have a husband or a brother that want to take care of his children, why are we voting for the state to be the daddy? If a brother have children, why is he leaving his children and saying that the state can take care of them? Why do we do this? Why is we willingly putting ourselves in this position? Shalom, Asha, Valentina, Royal Majesty. There go my wife, y'all. She showed up. Why do we want other nations to rule over us, fam? Look, they say Juneteenth is our day. Yeah, okay, they was talking about us, but we wasn't even free in Juneteenth. Pastor Kelly showed us in 2013, that was the last plantation they found where they was doing free labor. Them Israelites didn't even know they was free in 2013. And many people is inside of these religions hearing these things and they still say it's not about color. Wait a minute. You got to deal with home first. So-called Negro, you need to deal with home first before we start trying to fix on everybody else stuff. Look at what's going on with our brothers and sisters in Haiti. They still paying the slave master for slavery. We need to wake up. Let's stop letting people play on with our head. Family, it ain't no sin for you to put your family first, to put your people, that's your family, to put your people first. Before we start doing drives to feed the dogs, before we start doing, why do some of us will probably give to the wings of the angel before we'll give to one of our brothers and sisters that's starving. Let's look up the statistics. Yes, ma'am. The movie Claudine. I remember that too. And my wife, her grandmama name is Claudine. You know, we have to wise up, fam. When you go inside of the store, if they treat you nice, that's because it's in their heart to treat you nice. If they don't follow you around in the store and say, hurry up and buy, that's them doing that out of the benevolence of their heart. But it's not by the law of the United States of America, because you is not a full citizen if you don't have full rights in this country. A real citizen, as Brother Black said, a real citizen is somebody that can go up there to the state and say, listen here, you might not like it, you might not feel like it, but when we don't need, you not gonna shoot us down in the street no more. We gonna bear arm. You don't have to worry about nobody talking about the blacks, the blacks, the black. You don't have to worry about that if you had full rights. If you had full rights, when you said, listen, we want reparation, white people didn't have to worry about that, because under the law of the United States of America, they classified as white, and the law say that they must be treated with the full extent of the United States Constitution. When they go down there to get a loan, they don't have to worry about being turned away. If they white, they can use their American privilege. We call it white privilege. It is American privilege to go down there to the bank and not get no loan letter to your house saying, we're sorry, the banking institution turned you down. They didn't leave no number for us. But if you contact them, this is the company that you contact us. They didn't leave us any information on why you got turned down, but contact us if you need information. That's double tongue, ain't it? You gonna contact the very people that said that the people that turned you down don't have no information that they sent to them. So if you call them, you don't even know who turned you down and why they turned you down, and you looking at your credit score as high as it can be. Is that bias? They have laws set up in this place. There's a law of the freedman and there is a law of a slave. You were brought to this country under the Constitution of the United States of America, and not just here, but everywhere you go. In they laws, they are the beneficiaries. They are the true inheritors. So when you give them rule over your household, when you give them rule over your belly, they will say to you, go down there and you can murder your baby. But if you murder your baby, they put you in prison, because you don't have the right to murder property. You don't have the right to do that. They have the right to murder property. So you don't have rights. Why would we want to have rights to murder our own children anyway? Our ancestors fought against their children being thrown to alligators. But now many of us that take our children, we want to fight for the right to take our babies. Brothers and sisters want the right to go down there to drop their baby off at some place where they will amputate you if you desire, and make you a male if you're a female, and make you a female if you are a male. The same people that could do that kind of surgery on you want us to go down there and drop our babies off at the clinic where you're supposed to be going to get medicine, so that we can murder our own babies and say, oh, it's not murder, it's abortion. Abort means delete. Why would we want the right? That's not a right. You have a right to sin. You have a right to do right. What we say is no longer sin because they say it's abortion. They say that the baby is just a fetus. They say that's just a blob. That's not no blob. That is a baby. So why do we want other folk to rule over us? And if we was ruling over ourselves the way that we act, the way that we acting, will we govern over ourselves in righteousness, or will we be doing like our ancestors was doing, trying to stone their own king, trying to stone their own prophets, trying to stone their own Kohan, trying to stone and murder their brothers and sisters. The woman was caught in the very act of adultery. But where's the man at? Where was the man at that was committing it with her? Want to stone their own folk. Came out of captivity. Was in Masrim, in Kemet, serving as slaves under other folk. And when a deliverer came, when Yahweh called the deliverer, snitched on him as he tried to deliver his brother out of the hand of the oppressor, whooping the elderly, whooping that person half to death to try to build them up something for free, because they was afraid that they may join to the other nations that they was with odds with. So a lot of our people is telling on one another for defending each other. Oh, the law say you can't do that. The law say if somebody defend their brother and sister, call the police so that they could come out there and lock them up for self-defense. And then when the judge slam the mallet and throw away the key, we say, well, he defended himself. Well, one of us called the police for him defending himself. Should we call the police and say he defended himself? We don't know what's going on. We ain't no witness. We heard pop, pop. Or the people that's there saying, look, he defended himself. And a lot of us say, no, 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 no. I heard pop, pop, pop. And cuz that I love had died. So therefore, I'm finna call the police and they gonna come out there. And the lady that's answering the phone, the lady that's supposed to be, if it's a sister or a brother answering the thing, I'll be out there. They'll send them out there. They tell the police, they somebody that murdered somebody, they got a pistol, they got a gun. They just come out there, they trigger happy because the person that supposed to be having their brother and sister back done told them whatever they want to say. You see what I'm saying? So we need to act as a nation. See, when Daniel was in power under the government of Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel didn't do that to their brother and sister. Daniel didn't do that to their kinfolk. Daniel didn't do that. You see what I'm saying? When the Chaldeans, which is in Africa right now, they call them Chad. The Chaldeans, which is our kinfolk, that's another Igbo tribe. The Chaldeans couldn't answer the dream of the king. So our brother Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and that bad Negro, they came to them and wanted to take them out. And Daniel, when he got the revelation, he didn't go there and say, go ahead and take them out because that's your law. That's your law to take them out if they can't answer the vision. No, he pleaded for their life. He said, listen, don't take them out. And guess what? Those same people that he stood up for they turned around and said, when it was daytime to show compassion, Daniel them, they not bound down to the king image that he put up there, and wanted to have Daniel them put to death. Had Daniel thrown in there with the lion, with the Araya. You see what I'm saying? See, this is what happened when family don't stick together. They was doing tribalism. They was doing tribalism, how we was brought over here. That's written down in the book of Psalms chapter 83. They was doing tribalism. That's what that is. Do y'all know that's what was going on? Tribalism. You and that's my people. They had a land of inheritance. They had it. But the scripture still says this is what happened. So you got to know what happened in order to know who ruling over you. In order to know what to get right, We need to know what happened. If if I was in the sandbox with a brother, we little children with our little diaper on in there, with our little pull ups, and the brother keep taking my money out of my little diaper and hitting me. And when the mama and daddy come over there, they keep hitting me and saying, "Why you stealing that boy money?" And every time I pick up a little penny off the ground, they take it and give it back to him because he said that belonged to me. And I say, well, I got to forget about the past in order to get along with him, because it seemed like to me every time I bring up the past of him keep taking my money, and he got immunity now because mommy and daddy think that I'm taking from him. So every time I get a couple of dollars in my pocket, they take it from me and give it to somebody else. I say I got to forget about the past. No, I can't do that. I have to know what's going on. You know, the elders say, forgive, but don't forget. You got to forgive, but you need to keep your eyes open. Don't be ignorant of Hashatan devices. When something going on, we need to nip that in the bud. Nip it in the bud. And remember what they did, which means it need to be a law in the inside of your heart to say, you know what? Last time when we gave it to an organization, they say Black Lives Matter, they took everything. So what we need to be doing is working on ways to punish one another when we open up something called Black Lives Matter and take all the money and hire only European people to rule in there, and take all the money and sitting in there with flat screen TV. And Sister Candace Owens went over there and said, wait a minute now. You see what I'm saying? We ain't gonna forget that y'all open up something called Black Lives Matter. We're gonna come over here and see what's going on over here. We not gonna forget y'all open up something called NAACP. And there's people sleeping out there in the street. Where the money at? The government say they giving this, or y'all raising up funds. Where's all the money going? Where is that? You got a Section 8 program, and you mean to tell me this sister been on the waiting list for 4 years? Wait a minute, where the money at? Wait a minute, church on every block. Y'all been raising up all this money, and I'm looking in the database, and it say y'all raising up billions of dollars every single year. And you mean to tell me our people got to still go to the bank and beg for a loan? Wait a minute, I'm not going to forget that our people done put this kind of money inside of this organization. I'm not going to forget that it's a church on every block. I'm not going to forget where Friendship at now. I'm not going to forget where St. Paul at now. Wait a minute now. A brother and sister house done got burnt down. Wait a minute. Where's Mount Zion at? Where y'all at now? Wait a minute. Where Beulah at? Where Beulah at? Wait a minute. A sister can't afford to pay her rent. Wait a minute now. We done raised up all this money to open up this basketball court, and y'all playing street ball out here and got BET out here. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Where the money at? Wait a minute now. We done open up our own radio stations. If we start getting some sense, and we done sign our paperwork correctly, working with some of our brothers that understand the business, you mean to tell me we got a radio station and these children out here rapping and got to beg and plead to other places to get in there? And you mean to tell me we got brothers and sisters that know the business and they not going around opening up studios and helping to make movies and stuff? You mean to tell me we got to beg and plead, talking about we got skin color going on, they don't want the dark sisters to be on TV? You mean to tell me we got all this talent and all this resources, but we can't figure out where it's at? You mean to tell me a brother, let me show you something. A brother and sister them, they open up a business. It was a movie production business. And as soon as they allow, see, when you let the door open, you got to remember what happened. You never let another man run your house. They let the Europeans in and they took over the whole. Do you know that the law sided with them? When you have laws against you like that, you can't afford to let other folk come in and rule it. They can work with you, but don't let them work over you. And when they working over you with that, you let that go and you say, I'm going to open up something else. You learn from your mistakes. They jabbing you with the jab and you still not going to duck. They uppercutting that don't. I'm not talking about every European person, but no matter what European person it is, you don't let somebody else come inside of your association and run it. And some of us say, well, they offered me this much money. They offered me, is money that valuable to you that you can't take the millions that you already gonna get if you do it the right way? Is money that valuable to you? Somebody off. Let me explain something to you. Somebody see the value. Brother Percy was talking about this. Brother Percy said this right here. If they offering you 5 million, you got to be worth more than 5 million. If they offering you 5,000, you got to be worth more than 5,000 because they not gonna just throw money away. So if somebody offering you all this money and you say, well, I got to take this, I'ma sell BET. Wait a minute. Why do you think BET was trying to sell it back? Because a lot of our people realize that that's not black owned no more. We can't get no job opportunities with that. So why would we support something that's not beneficiary to us? So we say, you know what? I'm going to back off from that. And then when the so-called Negro bought it back, Negroes was timid to go and celebrate that thing again. So we need to be careful with burning our people. Because when you burn your people, you burn yourself. Take this to the bank. If you get in trouble and you done disassociated yourself from your people, and the European people do not like it. They don't like no sellout, Sambo, shuck and jive, really. If the ones that will, they'll use you until you can't be used no more. And then when they done with you, and you turn around and say, why so-called Negroes won't stand up for me? Where's all the black, what are so-called black women at that I've been calling black when the Bible said that they is Yasharal? Where's all these people at that I done stepped on and chewed up and spit out? Where's all these people at that I done dogged out? Where's all these sisters at that I've been calling BITCH, a female dog? When you call your sister a dog, you calling your mother a dog because we all came from, we got a first mother. The nation of Yasharal has a mother, Sarah. So if you let anybody disrespect if my sisters, listen, sister, don't go inside of no business where they finna lock the door on you and force you to apologize, to humiliate you on camera. Don't let nobody do you like that. Why do our people put ourselves in a position to be dogged out? Don't get mad at me. I'm trying to tell you the truth. Brothers, why is you going inside of an industry? They say, well, if you bend over this table, why do we do this to ourselves? You don't have to go that way. I'd rather get paid $100 than get paid $1 billion to bend over there and take it up at the table. Family, we got to wise up and be better than what we've been. Now, before I get off of here, I drop the link one more time. Sometimes I think nobody ain't listening, then a brother or sister will say something. So I'm going to drop the link one more time. And if you're on Twitter, and if you're on Twitter, or if you're on Twitch, if you come over to YouTube and you want to say something, you could come over here. But fam, I want to tell you something. Once we learn how to have respect for our name, our legacy, let me ask you a question. Do anybody open up a business without a name? Your family gave you a name. That's not a business. You're greater than a business. See, you are seen as property in these places. That's why when you hit a wall, they can lock you up for destruction of property. But if you hurt the wall falling and nobody's seen it and you trying to declare it, they'll believe the wall over you. You break a window by mistake or a little baby break the window. They want the parents to pay for it. That's okay. Parents pay for it. But at the same time, why would they slam you worse than they would slam them person windows at that business over there? They don't just bust open a window and start shooting chopper bullets inside of there. They go in there and they say to you, put your hands up. They don't go and just bust all the windows open and go in there popping off rounds in there. They go in there and they go in that business. They respect the desk. They respect the clerks and people in there. And they come to the one that they think committed the crime. And they say, you know what? Put your hands behind your back. Lay down. Even if you're guilty or innocent. You're guilty until proven innocent. And that's a rare thing depending on what crime you commit in the court of law. So you got to understand. You got to understand this. In a country where you don't have full citizenship rights, like what they did at Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm not going to forget that. I'm not going to forget what they did at Tulsa, Oklahoma, when they called it hearing all those people. And I think it's only one person that said that they think that we deserve to get reparation. One person. But all the rest of them, they put in they plea and they said you shouldn't. So you going to a place like that suspecting to get justice? All those judges that was sitting on that beamer denied you reparations, and we really think that if we commit self-defense that we can just call them and act like we everybody else? So we need to treat each other like family. It's already hard enough for us out here, for us to be distancing ourselves. It is not a sin for you to put your people first. It is not a sin. I'm not saying you can't help nobody else, but it is not a sin for you to deal with home first. The person that don't take care of their own first is worse than an infidel. You are worse than an unbeliever. An unbeliever is they destined to go to the lake if they don't repent. You worse than an unbeliever if you don't care about your own first. Why would people, you see what's going on and still choose the same path of oppression? We as a people need to open up our eyes and stop pretending to be blind. Open your eyes up. I know it's scary. I know it ain't right. I know it ain't right what's going on. But just because I told you the truth don't mean that I'm lying to you because I said it. Don't mean that because I told you what's really going on and not what we imagine things to be. It'll be a beautiful world where Negroes can have all their full rights and be treated like everybody else. If that's, do you see who taking over Africa? Is Africans over there taking over Europe? Do Africans have their embassies in Europe taxating them? Do Africans got their names from do Israelites got their names from Amazonia on France? Do they have their names in on the places where folk don't want to go back to, but they want to run yours? Do they have their name? Do you have your name over there? If a man came inside of your house and said, "This is my house, do what I say," Negro. You want to go in the room with your wife? Get out of there. That's my wife. That's my room. That's my cup, Negro. You want to defend? You want to spank your children? Get out of the way. They ain't got to repent. They ain't got to do what you say. This my house. This is what they did to your country. This is what they did to your nationality. This is what they did to your name. And you mean to tell me a lot of us is going to fight against who we are, nail and hand and tooth, and hand it over? We just hand it over our stuff. We just handed it all over. We just take the plate, everything in it, all our children, resources, everything, just hand it over, say, "Here, take it." What is wrong with us? Now, I don't know if some tricky, slicky stuff happened with these elections, or if they say, "I know they voted for Julius Malema. Let me put in who I want to put in anyway because we got the privilege." Well, where is the ones that say that we are the big Boombasa? Where y'all at? Why don't y'all go down there and say, wait a minute, we need to see these paperworks in here? Don't you see what the Europeans did when they said, when Trump said, listen, when Trump said, wait a minute now, I think they stole the election. Do you see that they called a hearing? Do you see that they put that thing through? Do you see that they started talking about it? They didn't ignore and act like it didn't, like Trump didn't say nothing. They didn't act like, oh, they when they people do something wrong, they didn't say, wait a minute. When they felt like they was losing their rights, they went down there to the White House and pooped all up and through there. They say you have the right to protest, right? They said you have the right to overthrow the government if it's not serving the citizens, right? So the citizens, which is the European people, went down there to the White House and they poo-poo all across the tables and stuff. The Europeans that was holding up the signs, and they said, the ones that said Black Lives Matter, they went down there to the courthouse and they said, wait a minute, I'm a citizen and I said Black Lives Matter. I said Black Lives Matter. And what did the president do? Did he do what? Did he do what they did? Did he do what the words that came out of their mouth? I'm not worrying about what the association was doing behind closed doors. I'm saying, did he do what the words that came out their mouth, or did they have a verbal agreement? Do you look inside of these things, or do we say it just don't matter? Black life matter. It just don't matter. It just don't matter. It just don't matter. NAACP, LMNOP, QRSTUV community. It just don't matter. It just don't matter, Negro. I'm. It just don't matter. Where do you go? Who do you call on? You call on y'all. They say you a terrorist organization. Do it matter to your people that your people is being called a terrorist organization? Do you see what America do to the people that they call terrorists? Do we care about that? Do we care about that? The brothers and sisters reading directly out of the Bible. Deuteronomy chapter 28 is in the Bible. They read it to you. Messiah said some things in the Bible that your brothers and sisters try to read word for word. A lot of us didn't graduate high school. A lot of us didn't graduate kindergarten. But we reading out of the Bible best way we can. And you mean to tell me you going to let people say that your people is a terrorist organization for reading out of the Bible when the Bible said that Messiah himself said out of his own mouth that the tribe of Judah would be scattered to the four corners of the earth after the Messiah raised up and ascend to the heaven? You mean to tell me you going to let that just slide like that, fam? Shalom, Chicky History Channel. You mean to tell me that you finna agree? Listen. When the Muslims, when the people over there in Arabia, Arabia means mixed tribes. Don't mean that they all mix in here and there. It means that it's a whole bunch of tribes that make up a kingdom. When the Arabians is dark skinned ones in there, and it's mixed ones in there, and it's European ones in there. The mixed race, the mixed tribes, when they people started getting hit, they didn't worry about somebody saying a terrorist organization. They said, that's my brother and I know what's going on. Long as I know what's going on, I'm going to love my brother and sister. And that's my brother. That's my love. That I know that the baby's getting hit out over here. So why I'm finna sit here and listen to somebody telling me that my little baby that's just came out of the womb is a terrorist? Why I'm finna listen to that? See, we need to open our eyes up and stop being blind. Because a lot of us is willfully pretending like we don't see what's going on. Do you see when a European person think that their rights is being hurt? Do they sit there and say color don't matter? Or do they use their American privilege? Do they use their French privilege? Do they use their Afrikaner privilege? Do they use their privileges? Or do they sit there and pretend like they don't have to stand on a principle? Do they sit there and pretend like they don't have their own radio station? Do you think that European companies don't support one another? See, there's a checker burger inside of Publix because they work with each other. I don't see them saying, oh, you checker burger, you can't come over here because so-and-so over there said they don't like checker fries. No, they put them in there anyway. And you don't know what kind of deals they work with behind the door. You don't know if they do a 360. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know. You don't know that checkers may be donating. We don't know, but what we can see is that a nation divided will fall. Look at what happened to Rome. When Rome divided, it fell. When we was divided, when we only want to acknowledge that we are a nation or that we fell or anything, when we were divided, we fall. The law of division does not become unvalid when it's us. We have to make up in our mind. And as long as we keep on playing around with this, we're going to see the same issues. You're going to still see the brothers like me. You're going to still see sisters like me. You're going to still see little babies asking black people, why can't we just love each other? You see little babies, the truth coming out of the mouth of babies. The truth coming out of the mouth of AI, Chat GBT. Going right on there, and Chat GBT will tell you what happened when a nation is divided. Chat GBT will agree with the Bible. If you see dogs with puppies, that dog will protect her puppies. But back in the day, our sisters, I like to go back. Back in the day, our sisters would lay down their life for their baby. Now, a lot of our sisters, not all of y'all, but a lot of our sisters have fallen inside of the mind to think that we need to lay our baby down, lay the life of our baby down so that we can succeed in life. A lot of our brothers would say, I need to lay down my marriage so I can succeed in life. I need to push my daddy out the way because my daddy was on crack. So I don't want no dealing with him. I don't want to be ashamed to see my dad. Or my father used to be homo. Or my mother was homo. I don't want nothing to do with my mama. Even though she repented and she coming to me apologizing day after day, I don't want nothing to see. This is the stuff that we need to do. We need to work on our heart. Now, when I said that we need to that the people that's committing homosexuality can repent and accept Messiah, I wasn't saying they can repent and open up a LGBTQ movement and override everything they got to do with nation building and family. I wasn't saying that pedophilia is righteous, and I'm not, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of brothers and sisters that were saying that they can repent and get their life together don't mean that they were saying, hey, bring all that in here and let's make that the law. Let's override all of the scripture, override everything that's known in the genome makeup of Adam, and let's infiltrate this in, because y'all people are being hateful for telling people that that's not a family. So let's infiltrate the cultural structure of a nation, the cultural structure of a people, and let's institute that in, because I don't want to make Susie May cry. I don't want to make Sally and them cry. I don't want no bad feelings from nobody. So they just feel like a father don't have to be in the house. They may feel like a baby don't need their mother. They may feel like DCL should have more authority over a child than their own people. Well, I'm telling you, if the police come out there and they can spank your children, how come your brother or your sister that told your child the right thing got to deal with your wrath and indignation, while all you told the child to do is say, look, honor and respect your parent. You don't tell my child what to do. Why do we treat each other like that? But when the police come out there, we get ourselves together quick. When the police come out there, we stand at about attention. When the police come out there, a lot of us, they say, I'm a thug, I'm a gangster. Bro, you finna get it, dog. Why you looking at me? Why you looking at me? Why you looking at me? I guarantee you, when the police come out there, sir. But when we talk to our brother and sister, B.I., why do we do this? This is crazy. And I know what happened. I know how it started. But what we finna do right now, a preacher, a elder, Zaquan, he said, okay, family, I care about our nationality. That is a very important thing, and it needs to be one of the things that's in front. I'm not. I'm not. I love. I'm concerned about what happened in the past, but I'm also. He said, "Listen to me. What I said. I didn't say I'm not concerned about what happened in the past. The elder said I didn't say that I didn't care about what happened in the past. The elder said I didn't say that what happened in the past is not affecting us now. But the elder said, but I'm concerned about our future. I'm telling you, I'm concerned about our present because if you don't have a present, you don't have a future. And if you don't have a past, you ain't come from nowhere. You are an imagination. You are an invisible creature that doesn't exist, but is in an invisible realm that's infactual, that is untrue. So while everybody else is striving for their potential, we are held back because we don't want to look back, we don't want to look forward, and we don't want to look at what's going on right now in the present. So if I say to a sister that's on national television showing everybody the shame of our nation, you showing the shame that belongs to our nation. That you don't supposed to show everybody your hind parts, the inside and all that. You supposed to keep that to one husband, not all of the people and all of the nations of the whole Arats should be able to see your secret parts. Now I know a lot of us say, "Well, I ain't got no money. Ain't nobody supporting me. Nobody supported my grocery store when I had it set up." All they did is they talked about it. They said that the food nasty. They said that the food at my grocery store nasty. Never came and stepped foot in there, and I know they didn't because I can't write it on my taxes that anybody showed up in my store. They said that I am this person, I'm that person, and now nobody don't want to try my chicken. Nobody don't want to try my perfume, but they pretend like the person that lied on me pretended like they tasted the chicken. The person that lied on me pretended like they smelled the perfume. Now nobody in the community trusts me because everybody that I thought would be my friend went behind my back and destroyed my business interests and used what I came up with through y'all and prospered themselves and left me out there in the dust, and everybody feel like it's justified because they lied on me and said that I'm a horrible person, but they don't even know my name. They don't know the color of my flow. Now I lost everything I had before I could even have anything. We need to break out of this mindset. Go and see it for yourself. Go. If you don't believe that your brothers and sisters is hungry, go in the hood and look. Leave out of your palaces and go and look in the hood. How can a person that say they is a royal person walk through the hood and leave out of the hood and nothing left back? How can your train fill the temples and when you leave, the only thing they left with is words? How do we have billionaires, millionaires with car lots, with clothing lines and with hair products that's selling good all across the world? And you mean to tell me that we don't have a sister don't have a diaper to put on their baby? You mean to tell me we got to beg for the United States or beg for this one or beg for that one to give us rights when we don't even think that we should have a right to have anything among one another? When we treating each other like that's a country that we have to conquer? That's your brother. That's your sister. Elder Malcolm X said the day when every black man and when every black woman see their brother as they self, that's the day when you gonna see what y'all been asking for. That's the day when you gonna see it come to be. And if the government cared about your soul, why did they have him assassinated? They said it. They said they assassinated him. So how come they wasn't brought into trial? You know why? Because you are not what they say you is. Elder Malcolm X saw it. How can you be a United States citizen with full rights? You are a slave class with no rights. The only rights you have is whatever they allow you to have. They pass some things, but they won't pass a bill to help you. So what you need to do as a people, you need to have a bill inside of your heart for your brothers and sisters. There need to be a bill of rights in your heart for your brothers and sisters. How can I say I love my brothers and sisters, but I got to love everybody else first? And then when I come to my brother and sister, I give them the leftover, the crumb. Well, they give their people the dainty, the meats. And only a few of you can get to eat some of that with them, but not eat the full. But then when you go to your brothers and sisters, if you have anything left, I gotta help this organization. I gotta go over here. I gotta go over there. But when you come to your brother and sister, they gotta get the crumb. They gotta get a toe jam sock. But when you trying to get a job, you buy your boss the newest Gucci sock that came out. But your brother got to have a sock with that the dog done pooped on. And if you want it how I got it, you got to go and get it how I got it. Well, everybody ain't throwing out opportunities out here. We need to be the one to give each other opportunity. Why do we complain about businesses when we refuse to come together and do business? Why we complain about the courts when we refuse to come together and have our own courts? Why do we complain about land when we got all these resources and we don't even try no more? We done gave up on our people. We done gave up on ourselves. We hate ourselves because we don't love ourselves. We hate ourselves. If you could see one of your brothers and sisters with a little baby starving out on the street and still go up and have a smile on your face, it's something lacking. If you can see your brother scratching on the ground, screaming and begging for help, and you can walk right past him and say, get it how I got it. I had to scratch and plead on the ground like you. So you need to get up and stop being weak and be a man. Why would you do that to your brother and sister? You don't know what your brother went through with. You don't know what your sister went through with while she on the pole. Why don't you help your sister with some clothes if she asks you for help? Why don't you help your brother? Why don't you help him? He show you a graph. He say, look, this is what I know how to do. I know how to make this. And he show you the thing that he made. But you say, you got to go and beg the man for it. I ain't finna give it to you. Go and get it how I get it. Why would you do that to your brother? Why would you do that to your sister? You ought to be ashamed of yourself if you do that. And I know that's not everybody. So if you know I'm not talking to you, then just relax. Our brothers and sisters need help. We need help. You paying rent. Do you know that the slavery shifted and now this is what they said in the film. Go back and watch the old film I did about the plantation. Go back and watch it. Go and look up what a colony is. Go and look up what a colony is. Why would I give my mother less and give a stranger more? Why would I give a child less of our people and give a child of a stranger more than I would give my own people? Why would I donate to save the whales and I can't donate a penny to save a sister from dying in a hospital bed? Why would I do that? Something ain't right. And we know what it is. Let's work on ourselves, fam. And in order for us to do that, we're going to have to start today. Now, Michael Jackson said, change start with you. Change start with you. You got to make that change. You got to make that change. You're not the one that started up racism law and enforced it. So you got to work on your people. You got to make that change. Every day, wake up with something in your mind. Give yourself something to do. Positive. Have it in your mind. I want to figure out what I can do for my people today. if I can't do nothing but give them a word of encouragement to let them know it's nothing wrong with them being born the color that they is? To let them know that it's not right that you can't get no job because of the color of your skin. To let them know that it's not right that you get redlined. I'm not finna pretend like redlining don't exist when you know that the brother or the sister or the little baby should not be treated lesser than everybody else. If nobody else gonna do right, and this is what my daddy told me, do right by one another. He said, if it's something ain't done right, do it yourself. Do it yourself. You don't have to beg nobody. Do it yourself. You know you got influence? Go up and ask the people. Hey, look, man, I got this thing going up, and you know that I'm good for my word. You know, let's start our own basketball league. Let's start our own football. I'm talking dangerous now. Because what happened to the Black Panther Party when they was talking like this? But we'll let our leaders die telling us the truth. None of them see it coming to flourish. And then when they die, somebody else co-op whatever they said they want to do. And that's it. We don't come together. So we have to speak our things in the open before everybody, because in the Constitution, the first one that it wrote, it said that it's against the law for Negroes to come together. They need to have an overseer over them. So we enforce that law on one another because we refuse to come together. The book of Hebrews said that we ought not to do that. The book of Hebrews said some of us have made it a custom and not coming together. We need to make it a custom and coming together, not for foolishness, not to worship an idol, not to be trying to figure out what's going on in Susie Mae's house on the telephone. We don't need to be doing that. We need to be coming together to figure out what we gonna do as a people. I remember seeing my grandmother and them coming together. I remember them sitting the youth down and talking to the youth. I remember this. And if they can do it, that ain't old time religion. That ain't old time nothing. That's the right way. If it worked for them, like grandma and them say, if it was good enough for me, it's good enough for you. So that's what we need to get back to. Now, we've been asking questions. We know the answer. But sometimes you got to hear it. You got to hear this. Replay this video back, fam. Play this video back and let it ring in your heart. All right? And the brothers and sisters that got things going on, make sure you go and support them. And y'all don't forget to go and check with Sister Malaka about that sister that need help. And y'all please keep the brother and sister in prayer. And thank you again, Sister Naomi and Sister Chicky History Channel. And for my wife, Valentina, for coming and showing some love. Thank you, Ma April Showers. I want to say thank you for the brothers and sisters that supported me in the past. Thank you, Moshe, the commentator. Thank you, Monster Moshe. If you come on here, you will see this out. Thank you, Sister Privacy. I'm not going to forget about y'all. Just like I'm not going to, if I forget about y'all, like Messiah say, if I forget about you, like y'all say, if I forget about you, then let my hand cease from cunning. You are the apple of my eye. You are the black of my eye. I am not going to forget about you. You are not done away with. You're not a done away with people. You're not a done away with people. Lift yourself. Get up. The only time you should hold your head down is when you're looking down and lift somebody up. Lift your head up. Don't let nobody put your head down and you keep it down there. Lift your head up. That's what my pastor used to tell me. Lift your head up. Son, why you got your head down? Ain't nobody better than you, son. You better lift your head up. I better not ever see you with your head down. I'ma knock it up. Lift your head up. Stop putting your head down. And I pray for our brothers and sisters that's in courtrooms, because there's an unjust balance been going on around here. I pray for our brothers and sisters in courtrooms. If they can give somebody else mercy, then they should give our brothers and sisters mercy. I pray for our brothers and sisters in courtrooms. Now, I think the brother that's doing court today is Clifford. I think this is his name, Cliff. Even if you think the brother is guilty, please go and show that you as a people is with him. Y'all just even if he listen, European people don't do that. When they people is innocent or guilty, they right there. So you do the same thing. You do the same thing. Hold your cameras up. You do the same thing. Go and sit down in the courtroom. What if something don't go right? Sit down, listen to him. Now the video, I think I think I done passed the time, but it started at 12:45, so I think the court hearing done started, and I'm finna go in and get off of here. But fam, y'all go and show y'all brothers and sisters some support and love. Whether if you think they guilty, whether if you think they innocent, whether if you think that they ain't worth the time, go and sit down. Just sit down in there and make sure that things is going right. Fam, I'm about to get off of here. But Shalom, stage 9 Young Thug, go and just sit down in the court. I posted it on my home tab. All y'all got to do is go to my community tab and click in there. And some brothers and sisters already in there, and they sitting in there. All right, fam, I got to go. Shalom to the hearers and the keepers of the word of Allahayim. I hope that y'all be blessed. Shalom. I don't want to hold you too long. Gotta go. Remember, go and meet up with the sister Malaka and go and check out that video that's going on, the live court hearing that Young Thug is in, fam. I got to go. Shalom, fam.